I sometimes get stuck at the beginning of a novel. I kind of obsess about how to introduce all the elements that might be needed, all the information that the reader is going to need. Um, and I ask myself constantly how I can get it in and in a way that makes it feel kind of natural, how early I can get everything in. I always seem to be writing a scene and then realising something needs to be put in earlier to make that make sense. And in fact, that's one of the things that I quite often say to other writers when I've been giving feedback. And a writer friend said, like, you're always telling me to put something in earlier in order to explain a later scene. So I think it's a kind of obsession of mine. And also how clear you can be without it feeling like you're just explaining something directly to the reader, saying like, oh, you need to know this, okay, now let's move on with the story. So I find that beginning really kind of difficult in a way, tricky anyway. I think getting that right is so important. I worry less about the middle, just because that's mostly where things start to get exciting, really. Suddenly all the pieces begin to join up, and the kind of clues, if you like, that you've laid down at the beginning start to kind of come up again and be more meaningful. So I don't tend to worry too much about the middle. But the ending is hard because although I like to make sure some things are tied up, I don't like to over explain either. And occasionally I get to the end and realise that my ending isn't right and I have to kind of change it entirely. And that's happened a couple of times. Or actually, it's also been the reason that I've abandoned projects in the past because I've known that that ending's never really going to quite work. There's never going to be a way to tell that story or to make something feel real, I guess. So endings are difficult. I think I don't like to know exactly what the ending is, but I like to know that there's a possible ending, and that wastes a lot of time for me. Trying to kind of work that out beforehand. So yeah, beginning and ending, and actually probably the middle is quite hard. I just can't remember it in the moment. I guess that's what writing's like.